Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be showing this 17-inch white iMac. Basically, the story behind this is we were redoing the computer lab at my middle school, and there were about 30 of these machines just kind of sitting in the server room, so I asked if I could take home 5 of these, and my boss was perfectly fine with it. So I'm going to be testing this machine and doing a hardware tour and looking at the specs in this video. I also have 4 more of these downstairs, but I'm not going to be testing them or anything on camera because it would just be a repeat of what's going on already. So the basic specs that I know are, I believe it's a 1.86 gigahertz Core 2 Duo and 2 gigs of RAM, maybe a 160 gig hard drive as well, but I'm not entirely sure on that. But like I said, we will be checking the specs once we get the machine booted up into an OS. So I'm going to set up a new camera angle with the machine all set up, and we are going to turn it on. So this isn't the best setup camera-wise or anything, but you can see the display. I can pan down. I have a keyboard and mouse plugged in there. So I'm going to go ahead and fire up the machine. It is plugged in and everything, so here we go. So it seems to work just fine. Eventually I'm going to have a netboot server and everything that I can boot off of, but that's not today just yet. I want to use ERPXE for that, ERPXE or whatever it's called. UXW Bill kind of he showed it in one of his videos, and I thought it was like kind of really cool. So you can see guest account, other, and setup. Actually, we'll log into guest account. This does still have the data for my old school on it, so you can see all this. I also, if you are a long-time viewer, you'll know I have a 20-inch version of this, but mine is the 2.23 gigahertz with I believe a 250 gig drive, or maybe, I don't know what size the hard drive is in that thing actually, but yeah. So I'm gonna go to about this Mac, and actually this particular model has a 2 gigahertz Core 2 Duo, but I believe this one was from the computer lab, like I said, but the ones in the classrooms were 2.8 something or 1.8 something. So if we go to more info, you can see Core 2 Duo at 2 gigahertz. That's a dual core, of course. It's a Pioneer hard drive, or a Pioneer disk drive rather. And then SATA, we have a 160 gig drive, like I said. And let's see what else. There's, of course, no RAID card in it because it's an iMac. You can see just 1 gig per each. I believe these machines can go up to Lion, so I have two 2 gig modules, a DDR2 laptop RAM, so I could throw them in this and maybe put Linux on it for programming or something, which would be nice, of course, but I actually want to know the resolution of the display on this thing, because I know the 20 inch is a 1680 by 1050 display, but I'm not sure about this one. This one is 1440 by 900 apparently, so yeah. So I mean, not really the biggest or the highest resolution screen, but yeah. So I think that's really it for right now. I'm also, like I said, going to do a hardware tour of this machine. So you can see it's a guest account, so yeah, that's fine. So like I said, it's a 17-inch model, and it came with a keyboard. Let me adjust my tripod head so it's easier to pan. It came with the keyboard, mouse, that's my mouse pad there. And then, yeah, so I'm gonna pull the camera back a bit so I can show the whole machine. See everything now. But yeah, so if we turn it around, actually I should go the other way. You can also see the hinge is kind of like worn out, no doubt from being mistreated by its users. Because, I mean, one of my classmates threw a keyboard once, through one of these keyboards. So, something I find or I take notice of is kids don't really appreciate or a lot of my classmates and a lot of other classmates probably just had a really loud noise just now from the tripod falling, but a lot of people don't really care too much about that. So you can probably see the mess behind you. You can see my hand there as well. But it has headphone and microphone, of course, 3 USB, 2 FireWire 400 gigabit Ethernet, and mini DVI. That's not mini DisplayPort, that is mini DVI. I've had a lot of people get confused by that. You can also you can't. You can see a Kensington log and the IEC through the stand there. Also a vent at the top and the iMac logo. But yeah, a lot of, what was I saying? I've known people and they don't really know there's a difference between mini DVI and mini display, but there is, and people get confused with connectors all the time. Yeah, so that is really it for this video, I think. There's nothing else to show. So the iMac works, I showed the specs and I showed the I/O and everything, so yeah. That's going to be it for this video, so thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.